What's up, guys? Welcome to Night Kids After Dark Podcast, episode 39. I'm your host, BTG Plays, and I'm joined alongside one of the originals, Yanonick. What's going on?
What's happening?
Ain't nothing. And if you guys haven't noticed, there's a new face on the podcast, and now an official member of the podcast crew, Cynderelle. How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys tonight?
You're good? Good.
Fantastic.
So if y'all don't know, Dax is fired.
Not fired.
Just kidding. He's not fired. He had a prior engagement, and and Cynderelle admirably took his spot, and she's actually gonna be on the she's actually gonna be on the show on Thursdays. So if you guys ever want to catch her, Cynderelle, you've been playing. I heard you've been playing some Elden Ring, huh?
I have been. I officially beat the first boss this morning. So we are gonna get 4 hours of video cut down and recorded.
You're already farther than me.
I only hit my desk once. Dax laughed at me about 100 times because he got to watch last night's version of it.
Oh Lord!
This morning.
How many times would you say you died?
Yeah. She doesn't even want to talk about it.
I lost count after 20.
Oof.
Man, that was
In the video, there will be a death counter. I'm going to include a death counter in the official video, along with a montage of inappropriate words.
So I did that. I actually did this was like a couple of years ago when Sekiro came out, and I was doing that with like a death challenge. But like every time I would get to like 50 deaths, I would take a shot of hot sauce. It was terrible.
Oh,
because it happened so fast.
That was a good time, actually.
I think I'd actually die, like IRL die, if I had to take a shot of hot sauce every time.
I did.
Good at video games in general.
I did IRL die, and it was all Yano's fault.
No. Let me be clear. I got him the good hot sauce, and he decided to take a shot of it instead of eating it with food.
Whoa! What's the good hot sauce though?
So it was a pack of like 3. It had like a mango habanero. They had a ghost pepper one and another one. They were all pretty good because after that,
Brand?
it's dude, I can't. I still have a little bit of one of the bottles downstairs. I have to check it and I'll let you know.
There's not Cthulhu.
No, so it's not like one of those mainstream brands. It's like one of those ones you go to it's like when you go to a hot sauce store and they have like all these craft hot sauces. It's crazy.
I didn't want to get something super hot.
I'm pretty familiar with
What?
a lot of hot sauce brands.
Not super hot.
Yeah, I didn't want to get something.
Them things was hot.
But still,
Is that why there was a ghost pepper one in the pack?
Oh my God. I'm right. That makes no sense. Absolutely no sense. Jeez.
And ghost peppers, but we don't want it super hot.
I wanted it to be tasty.
It was tasty, but it was hot as hell.
You can't use taste buds. You can't taste it anyways.
All right. Well, today we got a lot of PlayStation news, some Xbox news. It's a pretty interesting episode. We're gonna see what are the top 10 best-selling games in the U.S. versus Japan, which is kind of interesting to me. But make sure on Thursdays, make sure you guys check us out at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. We do our Night Kids Q&A, getting to the pot of gold Rainbow. She asks us some crazy questions, and from what I hear, she's got some pretty crazy ones for this Thursday. I might not be there for that. But yeah, so let's get into let me see, news topic number 1 for today. So this comes from Kotaku, and I just gotta fix this in it for a little bit. So the dream of DRM free stream Steam PC games is fading away. This is very interesting. Let me pull it up for you guys. I'm having flashbacks of that hot sauce.
It was a good time. If you were a viewer.
Bro, as soon as I took that shot, my body was like, what the fuck are you doing?
Wait, What did you take a shot of?
The hot sauce.
Oh, okay. I was confused for a second. I was like, wait, what are we?
It was terrible. Terrible.
What
is this?
with?
What? What do you mean? Oh, what would I have eaten it? I would have ate. I mean, I eat it with everything: chicken, fish, whatever.
Ramen.
I literally put it in everything. Well, when I had it, like a lot of them are kind of. Well, I only have one left now. But
My ex did that. Hot sauce on everything. Pasta, popcorn, everything.
Popcorn.
Yeah.
that actually sounds pretty good.
Specifically for popcorn.
But yeah, so. Oh yeah, I like that. Yeah, because they had the Tapatio Doritos. Oh, those are fantastic. All right, Dream of DRM. Free Steam PC games is fading away. GOG Connect, a service that was already barely on life support, has officially been killed off. Good Old Games, or GOG, the digital rights management free PC gaming marketplace and platform from CD Projekt, has officially ended a service that already didn't feel terribly long for this world. What once seemed like a promising way to slowly import portions of your Steam library to a GOG where they could exist in an infinitely archivable format has now finally evaporated. GOG launched in 2008 as an alternative to other digital gaming storefronts on PC, focusing on making older, hard-to-find games purchasable. The cherry on top, all of these games would be available without any digital rights management software to restrict what you do with your extension copy or execution copies. Unlike Steam, COD games are much easier to back up and reinstall on multiple computers, all without ever needing to get tangled up in any sort of online account authorization. In 2012, the service expanded from older PC gaming gems to modern titles, keeping the DRM free policy in place. In 2016, they announced Connect, a service that let you connect your Steam library to redeem select titles you already owned as DRM free copies. DRM free copies. I lost my place. Oh, on GOG with said games only eligible for redemption and limited window of time. Those who've checked GOG.com/connect in recent years, however, have found nothing but digital tumbleweeds. And now in January 2023, said link and service now just directs to GOG's homepage, officially signaling the end of this once very promising program. So while the service was active, it wasn't just a great way to migrate to a new platform, but rather a handy way to archive your Steam library. Though Steam is a pretty accessible and reliable platform that often gives you access to games you've purchased but have since been pulled off the storefront, 2007's Prey is one such example. DRM is still widely used on the Valve storefront, and trying to use the service without a reliable internet connection can easily render a game unplayable, as many a traveling Steam Deck user has discovered. GOG Connect was once a promising solution to this, but the idea of being able to someday move a substantial amount of your library into something archivable without spending a dime was just too good to be true. So yeah, this sucks.
I can't say that I'm familiar with what GOG or what this is.
So GOG is pretty much just like another library, like your Steam library. You know, a lot of people are like, oh, I only play my games on Steam. Mm-hmm. Well, what people would use, they would use Good Old Games attached with it, and they would migrate all their Steam games over to that because it would allow you to keep them forever. Like they would, even if Steam said, all right, we're taking this game off, it's not going to be on our platform at all, even if you bought it, you would still be able to keep it. So you would be able to archive your games, pretty much own your digital copies, instead of like what typically happens with like digital games. If the service ever disappears, it's pretty
have the game.
Yeah, you'll still have it. Yeah. And they give you access to like all the files and everything. So yeah, it's something that CD Projekt was doing. They were, I noticed that they were trying to do like the free games every week, kind of like how Epic Games does and everything.
No, we didn't wear sweatshirts on purpose. It just happened to fall out there.
Oh yeah, we are all wearing sweatshirts, huh? We're professionals. We have a meeting about our clothing and everything before we come on the show. Just kidding. But no, yeah. So this kind of sucks that it's going away. But it's leading to, you know, the same fears I've always had with digital games and stuff just disappearing and never having access to certain things once again. Like, if you have a digital game, do you really own it?
Doesn't feel like it.
It doesn't feel like it. And this is another step towards, that truth that you don't really own your games if they're digital. Any thoughts on this, guys? How do you feel? I mean, you didn't use the service, so it probably doesn't affect you very much.
I feel like I did at one point, but then obviously I forgot about it, and I think that tends to happen when you have too many services. You forget about some of the things that you own. I don't know if many people here used to, but when movies became digital, you could purchase and own digital movies, but then there were so many platforms you can own them on, and eventually I would forget what movies I own. I would forget about the platform that they existed on, all of that. So I'm starting to treat games the same way, and if I'm going to own a digital game, I'm going to only on one or two platforms and not every single last platform.
Yeah, that happens to me with movies too. Like I had purchased movies on Apple TV and I forgot I had movies on there, and I was like, oh crap! I was like, I got movies in here. Like, so. Well, so the thing is, like, so what? Now what Apple TV does, because it used to be the box, like you had to have the box. Now it's just the software. So now what Apple TV does is it pulls from all of your services and shows you what you have. It pretty much migrates them all in one place. So it does make it a little easier now. Like, even if you don't use stuff on the Apple TV, you still get to see all your, especially with all these streaming apps. So like, if I use the Apple TV app, I don't have to log into Hulu to see what's on, go on Peacock to see what's on. It just all pulls it into there, and it's like, oh, these are the shows that you've been watching on these services. Like, new episode came out.
That makes it convenient.
Yeah. So I mean, it's
an upcharge for every individual streaming service you.
Oh yeah. Look, if you guys aren't hip now, any streaming service you have, it's at least going to be going up $1, because I've been getting emails from every single one talking about, oh, the price is going to go up by this much. Like HBO Max
went up. Disney
yes.
Went up like $3. It went from $7.99 to $10.99. Yeah.
So they had $7.99. So I think it's $8.99, but now,
$9.99 I think.
But that's because you're keeping it without ads. So here's the big thing with streaming service right now. They're coming out with 2 different tiers, with ads and without ads. So because you originally had no ads, you jumped up to the $10.99. If you change it to with ads, it goes to $8.99. Like, it's kind of crazy. And I'm like, dang, like, we're almost getting back to the days of regular television, like, at this point.
I don't have energy to listen to my children complain about ads. But $3. I don't have that energy.
I feel like they need that pain in their lives. We had to deal with it. I think they. And to be honest,
okay, but to be fair, at that young of an age, how many of us were like actually watching cable TV? Most of us were watching VHS tapes.
True that.
Well, they had to deal with it being rewound.
Don't nobody want to watch ads. No, right. You don't have to rewind videos, but I do miss I don't know about you guys, but I don't live that single life at the moment. But when you used to go to Blockbuster or the video rental movie store or whatever, that gave you the opportunity to interact with other people, especially people that like the same movies as you, because now it's ridiculous. One, you have, what is it, Hulu, HBO Max, what's it called, Netflix, Apple TV, you have Amazon Prime Video, you have what is this joint called, Disney Plus, Paramount. It's so many, and don't get me wrong, there are some great shows and movies on all of these different platforms, but it's so much, and the price just keeps going up, and it's not going to come back down. And the problem is that they're also trying to censor us from being able to share our accounts. So that I already canceled a couple of my subscriptions.
The funny thing is I kind of miss the commercial breaks, just because like that would be like, all right, hey, go grab us drinks, go grab us pop. Yeah, like it was like a forced break from sitting down and binging. And to be honest, like I am a lot happier with shows that come out like once a week than like give me the whole series. Yeah, I like binging. I did like it at one point, but now I'm like, I need a break. Like, make me take a break, and I'm cool. I'm cool with the once a week, especially like with The Last of Us coming out.
I can
But
handle once a week as long as I don't have to wait 2 years for the next season.
I mean,
Like,
I'm all right with it.
and you're
Is it-
okay with waiting until the end of 2023 or mid 2024 for the next season of House of Dragon?
Yes, because there's so much anime that I'm falling behind on that I don't even care how long it takes for it to come back. I need that time. But I also like with at least because with The Last of Us, it only premieres, even though it's on streaming service, it only premieres at 9 o'clock on Sunday. Then after that, you can watch it anytime. So you still gotta. It's kind of like if your family wants to watch it, because I think they did that with House of Dragons also. So it's like, all right, it comes on at 9. Let's all get together, get that family time. Like, you don't watch it on your own time. We can all watch it together. But yeah, that's besides the point. Showing my age, it's whatever.
Paramount's doing that with the new Criminal Minds as well. So they rebooted Criminal Minds and they've been having it premiere at I think 8 on Thursdays.
Oh, hey, Hetero. Thank you for the raid. Thank you for joining us.
Welcome in, Raiders. Welcome in, Hetero.
Welcome to the podcast. So let's get to the next story. This one's kind of hilarious. So this comes from the official Pokemon TikTok. The official Pokemon TikTok accidentally let Pikachu say fuck. Pikachu said, if you're fucking happy and you motherfucking know it, clap your motherfucking hands.
How do you accidentally do that?
Look, I don't know. Most of us have only heard of Pikachu, the lovable mascot of all ages, multimedia franchise Pokemon, say his name when he speaks through anime. Although there was that time he spoke real human words to his trainer Ash Ketchum. Oh, when he said, I love you. In Pokemon I Choose You movie. And when Ryan Reynolds gave him a new English-speaking voice in Detective Pikachu. But most of the time, all he ever says is variations of his name. Well, today he got to say motherfucking in an officially published TikTok from the Japanese branch of the Pokemon Company. You heard it here, folks. Pikachu is a potty mouth like the rest of us. The video, which has... Oh, no, don't tell me they deleted... Oh, wait. Okay, hold on. So somebody saved it. Good. So here it is. Here's the TikTok. They pretty much just used the audio, and I guess they didn't know what the song was actually saying. They had to, because look at Pikachu. Check it out.
Fucking happy and you motherfucking know what, clap your motherfucking hands. If you're fucking happy and you motherfucking know what, clap your motherfucking hands. If you're fucking happy and you motherfucking know it, and you really motherfucking want to motherfucking show it. If you're motherfucking happy and you motherfucking know what, clap your motherfucking hands.
There's no way they didn't know that.
No, all right. So here's my theory, and correct me if I'm wrong. Let's say the Japanese TikTok, they use the audio, especially since it's algorithmic. They say, "Oh, this many people use this song. Let's put it with our Pikachu video." That's how it got through, because they don't know what the power or what that word necessarily means.
Yeah, I think they didn't get the translation. They were just like, you clap on this part of the song. Let's have Pikachu do this. But all jokes aside, this isn't the first time Pikachu is cussed in an official capacity. In the Detective Pikachu movie, the Electric Mouse said hell and damn in the voice of Ryan Reynolds. So sure, on a list of ranking this, shoot, if your kids say it, it's a cuss word.
Good point.
On this ranking, the severity of different profanity, those are much lower on the list, but perhaps when we heard Pikachu saying his name, he has always been swearing at people. That's a good point. Like, I wonder how often, like, the Pokemon are actually cussing, like, in their names.
They're like
Squirtle, Squirtle, Squirtle. Like, I know Squirtle was cussing up a storm. And back when Charizard wasn't listening to Ash, he was like, man, fuck this bitch Ash. I ain't listening to your ass.
How many times was Pikachu telling Ash to fuck off when he had a freaking
Like, that's what
a lot.
that's what I'm saying.
getting an attitude?
Like, oh yeah. Pikachu. He's like, he's pretty much being like, bitch ass. Like, that's crazy.
Ryan Reynolds forgot what movie he was on for a minute.
For a little bit.
Yeah.
Lily said Pikachu called Ash a baby back bitch for taking 30 years to become Pokemon Master. Come on. Rookie said Charizard was nothing but profanity. Like, I'm telling you, I feel like Charizard had like Samuel L. Jackson's voice or something.
Oh, that would be wonderful.
Like, that is crazy. Oh man. All right. So a new story.
Spin-off where they all just start cussing.
They need to do a Pokemon abridged, except the Pokemon are speaking English and cussing.
like a little Pokemon, like they do at the end of Deadliest Catch, where all the captains like get in a circle and they all talk about the seasons. We need a Pokemon version of that.
Give us what we want.
Yeah. You know, is your PS5 standing up or is it on its side?
It's laying down.
Laying down.
Oh,
I guess
I saw a TikTok about that.
Yeah. So if you don't know, there was this huge thing going on talking about if your PS5 standing up, it could potentially damage it because the liquid metal that's on the processor that keeps it cool will drip out eventually. Oh. Now. So this comes from Kotaku from Claire Jackson. PS5 owners are worried about standing the console vertically, but they shouldn't. While the PS5's thermal paste can leak out and fail right now, there's no need to sound the alarm. Recently, there's been some concern about whether or not PS5s are safe to stand vertically. Videos and observations from independent console technician The Coder and a follow-up article from Walolo that quoted one such video out of context led to palpable worry among some of that standing the PS5 in a vertical position could put it at risk for damage. While the original video documents a potentially very real point of failure in PS5s, it's not something that is destined to harm your PS5. So yes, as many have noted, you are probably safe leaving yours in a vertical position. In a video from September of last year titled "You Won't Believe Why This PlayStation 5 Stopped Working, Can I Fix Sony's Catastrophic Mistake?" Third-party repair technician The Coder discovered a somewhat alarming issue in a PS5 on his bench for repairs. The liquid metal thermal paste that covers the PS5's processor spilled out to the surrounding area. Such an issue can clearly lead to problems and will cause a PS5 to not function properly, leading to electrical issues or an inability for the PS5 to properly manage the high levels of heat it produces. This issue doesn't discriminate between the digital or disc-based versions of the console either. Based on the direction the liquid metal spilled out, it seemed reasonable to hypothesize that The Coder said in one of two follow-up videos concerning this issue, under certain circumstances, gravity takes over and might cause the liquid metal to drip through the seal meant to keep it in place. But while this might explain how this happens in specific cases, it does not explain why, meaning that it wasn't clear vertical orientation inherently caused this to occur. Unfortunately, fear of rather expensive machine dying, which is only now much easier to get, mixed with vague language, led to misunderstandings in the original video. The Coder can be heard saying the notorious console with the leaking liquid metal had never been opened. Yeah. So this is a thing. Is it safe to keep your PS5 in a vertical position? Short answer, based on what's known right now, yes, it's safe. So don't worry about putting your PS5 in a vertical position. Should be good.
I am curious to find out what their situation was this person someone who smokes in their house? Do they have cats or dogs or other kind of pets that could, fur could possibly cause further heating? Was their house some people with a conversation, do you like your house at 60 degrees or are you a 70-degree household? All of these things play a factor.
Right. I agree. I mean, it doesn't sound like this is a catastrophic thing. Like, people haven't been all over the place talking about, oh, my PS5 died, my PS5's dead. Like, it is what it is. What's the PS5's favorite position?
Come on, who said that? It was Lily, wasn't it?
Of course it was Lily. Of course.
Who else would it be?
If I had a PS5, mine would be vertical.
But did you ask the PS5? Is that really what it wants?
It doesn't get a choice in what it wants.
It just gets used.
It just gets used and abused. That's what it's there for. To satisfy my needs.
I do like the fact that my PS5 sits horizontally, but simply because I've wrestled with my nephew, and there's a chance that it could tumble over and get severely damaged. So if it's laying down already, we're good to go.
What?
PS5 is currently in a box at the store because I don't have a PS5.
See.
I have a PS4.
Well, you might want to keep it. Keep that PS4 and leave the PS5, because our next news story is kind of talking about the PS6. We're ready for a PS6 already. PS6 release date. This comes from GG Recon from Tom Chapman. PS6 release date leaked by Sony. While some of you are likely still struggling to find a PlayStation 5, that hasn't stopped Sony from looking ahead to what. That hasn't stopped Sony from looking ahead to what comes after. The PS5 has been on an astronomical journey since it first went on sale in 2020, and even though it's been plagued by stocking issues, it's been obliterating the Xbox Series in the sales department. Sony is currently sitting pretty thanks to the PS5 being the best-selling console of 2022 so far. And although we didn't need reminding, the PS6 is presumably on the way. Sony referred to a next generation. This is from a tweet from Piers Harding Rolls. Sony referred to a next generation PlayStation console in its CMA response, with the suggested year of release being redacted. This was in a passage where it was referring to losing access to COD after 2027, with higher potential for platform switching. So duration Microsoft. Oh God, Twitter. This is. Did the whole thing disappear? It's okay. I'll read it. All right. Duration. So Microsoft has offered to continue making Activision games available on PlayStation only until 2027. Likewise, in public comments just on October 26th, Microsoft said that it plans to offer Call of Duty on PlayStation only as long as that makes sense. A period until 2027 or some other possibly shorter time that Microsoft unilaterally determined to make sense to Microsoft is badly inadequate. By the time SIE launched the next generation of its PlayStation console, which is likely to occur around redacted, it would have lost access to Call of Duty and other Activision titles, making it extremely vulnerable to consumers switching and subsequent degradation in its competitiveness. So by them saying this, they're pretty much saying that they're supposed to be having a new console by the time this Activision deal runs out, which would be in 2027. So
I mentioned in 2020. Okay. Oh wow.
Right. So,
okay.
So possibly looking at PlayStation 6 in 2028. That's a lot sooner than I thought. Maybe. Let's see. When did it come out? When did PS5 come out?
2021? Oh no. Sorry. I'll give you the correct date. PS5. It came out November 12th, 2020.
Oh, so actually 2028 is actually when I thought they would be switching it out, only because of how fast technology is moving. Before then, what is the PS4 was like 10 years? Nearly 10 years. PS4 was only 7 years.
I will confirm right now.
PS4 released November 15th, 2013.
Correct.
Holy crap.
7 years.
So that must have been the PS2 or PS3. One of them was 10 years. So yeah, so it's about average the time that they were expecting a new console. So they kind of gave the release date, but I guess it's kind of like what we would have predicted anyway, which means we'll probably be hearing about it before then. Which would make sense.
None of them have been 10 years.
So the PS3 came out November 17th, 2006, and the PS4 came out. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say the PS2 came out in 2000. The PS3 2006. PS4 November 15th, 2013.
So usually around November they release their systems, and every seven or so years?
About every 7 years, yeah. Because the original PlayStation released December 3rd, 1994.
Wow.
Wait, what? What?
1990.
God damn, I missed that one.
I'm older than the PlayStation, and I don't like this.
Hey, it happens to the best of us.
I'm still a baby.
I like to think I'm a baby too.
Do you?
My cheeks.
Your cheeks. Wait, what are we talking about now?
I'm gonna go cry now.
I do believe they did tell us, but it's not as if this is really new information. So far, they've been consistent in every 7 years they release a new system.
It's just this is more confirmation because this is coming from Sony saying something. So now it's kind of like, all right, we know that for sure that they're planning 7 to 8 years for the next console, which is fine, I guess.
Do you think Microsoft is not in line to release a new system around the same time as they have done this past 2 cycles?
What do you mean?
So, for example, Xbox One and Xbox X and S came out around the same time as Sony's release dates. So, are we not to think that Microsoft will not release their newest next gen system around 27 or 28 2028?
Oh no, I'm pretty sure they will.
I was thinking the same thing. Unless they go complete. No, I don't even see that happening. Going completely PC. No, because they make money off of the products of their systems. People buy the controllers. People buy these things.
Yeah.
Very well, there are people that will never go PC over console.
True.
Yeah, 100%. And if that was the case, that I mean, this kind of leads into our next news topic that I'll go ahead and pull up. It's about the Activision and Blizzard deal with Microsoft. They wouldn't be trying to get Call of Duty if they were planning on giving up consoles ever. Like that's just not a thing. But with that whole deal, apparently this comes from GameIndustry.biz. EU will reportedly object to the Microsoft Activision Blizzard deal. Reuters sources say European Commission will send Xbox parent a statement of objection in the coming weeks. Microsoft's acquisition, I mean, we've talked about this before, but it's just more news following up to this. Because now, the European Commission is involved. Microsoft's acquisition of Activision Blizzard will face an antitrust challenge in the European Union, Reuters reported today. The news outlet sources said European Commission is preparing a statement of objections around the deal that it will send to Microsoft in a matter of weeks. It has previously set an April 11 deadline to make a decision on whether the acquisition can go through. The Commission declined to comment to Reuters, while Microsoft representatives said, "We're continuing to work with the European Commission to address any marketplace concerns. Our goal is to bring more games to more people, and this deal will further that goal." The European challenge joins a formal objection from the U.S. Federal Trade Commission, which filed to block the acquisition last month. The UK Competition and Markets Authority is still conducting the second phase of its investigation into the proposed acquisition, and earlier this month extended its deadline for completing that process to April 26. The UK CMA is due to provide Microsoft and Activision Blizzard with its provisional findings by middle of February, with possible remedies to address any concerns and further hearings taking place in March.
Wow.
So yeah, they're still fighting for this acquisition, and it looks like more places are
agreeing with it,
objecting to it, but Microsoft is still standing strong, saying that the deal is going to happen. I read into this a little more, like, why is this such a big deal? Because when Disney took over like Fox and Marvel and everything, everybody's like, oh my God, they're gonna have like all the properties. But I think the biggest reason why like all these commissions, the FTC and the European Union are so concerned about this is because that there's not as many competitors in the gaming space, like as far as like because Activision and Blizzard are pretty much the number one publisher in the entire world.
The number one.
Yes, so they're the biggest one, and there's not too many to fight against that. There's not enough platforms. Like it's pretty much just Xbox and PlayStation. So their big concern is that if Microsoft does get this deal done, that it's not even about the consoles really. It's just that there's not enough competition. Like even if they were to get it, you know, they'll pretty much be the number one system just because of having Call of Duty. And then on top of that, they're afraid that because Xbox has such a advantage in the streaming and cloud space, that nobody else will be able to compete with them if they get Activision and Blizzard.
Oh, yeah. Then that's going to put a hurt in. So we talk a lot about Sony versus Xbox in this. Is this part of the console wars, or is this beyond that now?
I think it's beyond that now. I really think Xbox is just they're seeing success with Game Pass, and if they're able to do things that Sony can't as far as the PlayStation, right? Sony already said they're not going to be able to put day one games on their PS Plus thing because they said they can't financially afford it. So just in that regard, if they were able to get Call of Duty and Xbox puts it on Game Pass, like, oh, you don't even got to pay for it. You just pay for the Game Pass subscription. You're literally going to get everybody who has a PS5 also to be able to subscribe to that because they'll be able to play Call of Duty on their PCs if they wanted to, if they have a PC, right? I mean, a lot of this wouldn't take effect until like 2027 because Xbox is saying like, no, they're trying to make sure it goes to everybody, and they're all about the consumer. They want the games to be for everybody. And you know, I truly believe Phil Spencer is like that. They haven't shown anything that would be like, all right, we're not about it. But in the long run, things could change. It could always change, and I think that's what they're worried about when it comes to Activision. So we'll see.
Only time will tell.
Yeah, if this deal doesn't go through, do you think this is going to affect Microsoft in a major way?
No, because Microsoft seems to. I think they do a good job of adjusting, and they always seem to have another. Like they're always on to the next plan or something. So even if this does, I think they have a plan for whether it does go through or if it doesn't go through. I think it won't affect them in a negative way, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, I agree with you. To be honest, I really don't think anybody cares. It's really like the people like us, we hear the news and we're like, all right, this is kind of a big deal. But to the everyday person, they don't care. If Activision buys Call of Duty, they get it. And if the player wants to play Call of Duty, they'll switch to Xbox or they'll find somewhere else to play it. Like, it's just like the regular consumer is not going to be tripping over this as much. I mean, yeah, they're going to be like, all right, whatever. I mean, it is what it is. They're not as concerned as the rest, the big, the commissions and like people that are really deep into the gaming news would be concerned about it.
I do have a question for Cynderelle. Do you feel as though, let's say, for example, over the next 5 to 10 years, Call of Duty becomes like super mainstream in the esports arena, and esports is continuously getting bigger each year. Do you feel like this would then hurt Sony because they don't have their foot in the esports arena, or do you feel like that's not even a factor for them at this time?
I don't think Call of Duty being in the esports arena would be a factor. Like at this point, Call of Duty has never been really never been in the esports arena. The community's, I think the community to be in the esports arena. But as far as like affecting Sony like negatively, I don't think it would have really much impact at all. Not a ton of more people play games than watch the games, so they wouldn't be losing out on that
on
much.
a market.
On a marketing scale, I don't think they'd be losing out on less than people think.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I think so too. to be honest. Yeah. I don't think the deal's gonna go through, but Microsoft is saying it is gonna go through.
Really?
Yeah, I just don't. I don't see. There's too much backlash on it, and all it takes is one of them to, like, if the EU objects to it, nobody's gonna want to be the black sheep and be like, nah, it's cool. Like, even though Microsoft is working with them and telling them like all the stuff and trying to relieve their concerns, most of these trade commissions and stuff are gonna be like, they're gonna try to follow the same suit, so they're united.
Do you feel like they're going to get a deal out of it? Do you feel like a deal is something Microsoft really is kind of gunning for if they just can't, if this doesn't go through?
So the thing is, like, I don't see what's stopping from Microsoft being like, all right, well, you know what? If we don't close this deal, then we just want exclusivity for the next 20 years, and we give you this $1 billion to get it. Like, it'd be the same consequence at the end of the day, and they might spend less money. To be honest,
Good point.
I don't see what's stopping them from doing that. And if Activision is already for it, like, there can be deals that are made on the side to make this happen without Microsoft actually owning them.
Wow.
But we'll see.
We'll see.
Didn't Activision already buy out Blizzard?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's
They're owned by-
it's Activision Blizzard now.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is I would have never in a million years saw that coming. I thought Blizzard would have been standing on its own 2 feet for at least the next 50 years. Honestly.
I mean, Blizzard lost a lot of like like a lot of power, like, because the third chapter of StarCraft 2 came out in 2016. No, 2015. The their third part of the campaign basically came out in 2015, and then they didn't release, I think it was another year or two when they released Ghost, which isn't even a full campaign, but it's just like a little, like a novella for a game. Like, they haven't been releasing as much, and the hype for StarCraft died pretty quickly.
Yeah, but Blizzard takes too long to release games.
It does take a long
Yeah,
time.
that's what I'm saying. Like, they take so long to release games, and StarCraft, while it is competitive, it's mainly competitive in Asian countries. Like, I don't know if you've ever tried to play StarCraft competitively.
Long time ago.
My brain can't function. My brain can't process anything that fast. Like, without coffee, my brain physically cannot process anything that fast. And the amount of clicks, the APMs you have to play that competitively is insane. People end games in a matter of seconds. And while it's great, and I'm pretty sure it's still pretty relative over in Asia, it's not as relative in the US or in Europe and stuff like that.
Right.
And so the esports market for it is very lacking as well. Like, they're just slow on, and they're technical games that they put out.
Yeah, that's Blizzard for you. That's just, damn, if Xbox did get them, that's a lot of properties that they're going to get. Overwatch, World of Warcraft, Call of Duty. But I see why they're scared. I can honestly see why they're scared. But it's whatever. Like I said, only time will tell. We'll probably know we probably won't know till May unless things get pushed back again, because they're supposed to be getting two people are supposed to let them know in April. So yeah, we'll see.
So keep up with Team Night Kids After Dark podcast to find out in April or May what's going on with Microsoft deal.
I really just want to know, like, just tell me when it's over. Tell me when it's over. I'm tired of hearing about it. I'm tired of tracking this. All right.
Let me just look at my crystal ball for you then.
Yeah. Next news story. All right, so the NPD, this comes from VGC by Tom Ivan. MPD has revealed the best-selling games of 2022 in the United States. Any guesses of what's on this list?
Elden Ring.
Elden Ring and God of War for sure.
Ooh,
Um,
and Call of Duty.
I was about to say, Call of Duty has to be on there. That's why they're so scared. All right, market research company, the MPD Group, has revealed 2022's best-selling games in the United States. Activision's Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 came in at number 1 on the annual software sales chart after topping monthly sales in October, November, and December. It took the top spot ahead of Bandai Namco's Elden Ring, which MPD once tipped as its bet for year's best-selling game, following its blockbuster launch in February. Madden NFL 23 charted at number 3, followed by God of War, Ragnarok, Lego Star Wars, The Skywalker Saga, Pokemon games, Arceus, Scarlet, and Violet also made the chart, as did FIFA 23, Horizon Forbidden West, and MLB The Show. So this is only in the United States. And Xbox, so no digital sales included. Xbox and Switch digital sales were also not included. So you can see Sony probably makes a lot of money from Call of Duty also, which is a big deal, especially in the United States. The only games on here that don't, okay, so Call of Duty doesn't surprise me, Elden Ring doesn't surprise me, Madden doesn't surprise me because that just sells regardless. God of War doesn't surprise me. The Pokemon games don't surprise me. Lego Star Wars kind of did surprise me, as
those games always do well though.
Yeah, but the best-selling games of 2022, like for the whole year,
good point.
That surprised me. FIFA 23 doesn't surprise me. Pokemon games never surprised me. Horizon Forbidden West kind of surprised me for all 2020.
Surprise me at all.
Really?
For the entire year.
It is a good game. It's like, I haven't played that one yet specifically, but it like the whole.
But it's an exclusive.
Horizon game. It's an exclusive, but it's also very popular. Like the story is well written, the graphics are well done. It is a good game.
Yeah, I mean it was on a lot of tiers in the Game Awards, so it makes sense. And MLB The Show 22. So from this list, you can clearly see America loves its sports.
Clearly
loves its sports. But I also pulled up Japan's best-selling games of 2022. Any guesses of what might be on there?
I want to say Elden Ring, but I couldn't say. Maybe Splatoon's 3.
Interesting. I'm surprised you would say that, actually.
It's a very popular game, to be honest with you.
So let's see. All right, so Japan's top 10 best-selling games of 2022 hardware result. Famitsu, where does this come from? Nintendo Everything. Famitsu revealed new data today that goes over the top 10 best-selling games in Japan for 2022. We also have a look at hardware sales for the year. In terms of software, it was a good year for Switch, with the console nearly taking up all 10 slots. Pokemon had 2 releases last year and are naturally at the top of the list, despite launching at the end of 2022. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet took the number 1 slot with over 4 million copies sold. Splatoon 3 had a great performance of its own with over 3.5 million units sold. Also worth noting is that Kirby and the Forgotten Land nearly hit 1 million.
Wow.
So this is Japan. So number 1, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Number 2, Splatoon 3. Number 3, Pokemon Legends Arceus. 4, Kirby the Forgotten Land. 5, Nintendo Switch Sports. 6, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. God, I wish they would stop buying Mario Kart 8 so we can get a new one. 7, Minecraft. 8, Mario Party Superstars. 9, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Still making that many sales?
Exactly. And number 10, Elden Ring.
Wow.
So you can clearly see Japan and US, we have different ideas of what the top games are. As for
Pretty clear, the entire world is all a bunch of masochists playing Elden Ring.
Exactly. As for hardware sales, Switch was again the best-selling console in Japan for 2022. So the system ended up selling almost 5 million units throughout the year. Below our complete hardware rankings for Japan in 2022. So Switch sold 4.8 million. PlayStation 5. Wait, why is it 2 numbers? What does that mean?
That's a good question.
I don't know what that means.
Is it worldwide?
No, this is only Japan. I want to say the second number is software sales.
Okay.
Yeah. So Switch had 4.8, PlayStation 5 1.1 million, Xbox Series X only 270,000, PlayStation 4 still selling PlayStation 4 is 22,000, 3DS 10,000. 3DS is still being sold.
I didn't know they're still making 3DSs.
Bro. They're still making like the Japanese market's still making them.
What?
All the exclusive ones.
Go to Japan so I can relive my childhood. Got it.
And apparently Nintendo Switch is their favorite console. So
It's Nintendo. Does that surprise you?
we're not getting a new Switch for a long time.
Seems that way.
I need that Pro Switch. But yeah, Splatoon, man, does any of that surprise you between Japan and US?
A little bit. I didn't know Nintendo was going to rule over. I mean, I don't see people in Japan really buying Xboxes like that, but definitely PlayStation I thought would have been higher up on the list. And it just seemed like Nintendo dominated last year in sales, overall software as well as hardware. Blew my mind, actually.
And PlayStation at least made the list. The Elden Ring's on there. Like they're
At
up
the
there.
bottom of the list.
It makes me
Still there.
it makes me wonder like the AAA market, like, is majority of the AAA market the United States?
It seems that way, doesn't it?
Like, we got to spend more money to have great games. This is crazy. It is what it is.
Now, when they say the United States, are they accounting for, and now please correct me if I'm wrong. I know Canada is not the United States. However, their games, their systems are the same as ours. For example, if you buy a game here in the US, it also can be purchased in Canada. But if you purchase that same game, it did not work the same way in Europe or in the EU. Same thing applies for some of the other games around the states.
Well, a good thing about Switch games is they don't have region locking anymore. So I don't know. I doubt it. I'm pretty sure this is just from the United States, just because it's from the NPD. Because they only track the United States sales.
Yeah, if they were counting Canada, they'd have to count them as NA. They'd have to put it as NA rankings, not just US rankings.
Right. But yeah.
It's incredible to see how gaming continues to grow despite being seen as what was it? We were told growing up, video games will hurt your eyes. It's lazy. Only children play it, and it's incredible to see that it continues to thrive. And
yeah, it's literally like the whole world plays games. Like every time I meet somebody new, they're like I mean, like my kids' friends, like their parents. They'll say something weird like, "Oh, have you heard of I don't know, let's say like Dragon Ball Fighters. Have you heard of Fighters? My son plays that a lot." And I'm always like, "Yeah, I play that game." They're like, "Oh, you play games?" They're like, "Yeah, me too." I'm like, "Why didn't you just say that?
Why did you leave with that?
Don't use your kids. Don't use your kids."
Because it's socially frowned upon for adults to play games. I had somebody tell you need to get a real job. I have 2 toddlers. I can't work a real job. What? You want me to go work a 9 to 5 in today's market? Are you paying the child care bill? No, I'll play my video games. Leave me alone.
Yeah, I don't care.
It's ridiculous in terms of prices.
People ask me,
getting state assistance and still paying $1,200 a month.
Jeez Louise.
That's a lot of money.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah. Daycare cost more than my rent did. I'm just like, no, we're not doing this anymore.
Dang, wait.
I'll stay home and play video games all day.
Dang, you paid more than I pay. That's crazy.
Sheesh.
Oh, my kids are also bet when Benny started, he was a baby.
Oh yeah, they cost a lot more.
He was not a baby. He was 9 months, I think, when
he
started daycare.
Infants cost way more for daycare.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, and even when I started working there, like the amount of times they would get sick and I would then have to call out of the preschool, and then the preschool was down at teacher because I couldn't be there because my kid couldn't be there.
Rainbow said, and these grandparents not retired. I know that. Isn't that like that's the grandparents' job, is to retire and take care of your kids. Like, that's the job. Like, you know how hard it is to get grandparents, but I need you to watch the kids just one day so we can go out.
Yeah, right.
I need a babysitter. Well, shoot, they still need to retire.
I do have one question. I am curious. Do you feel like more people are coming into gaming, or gamers are getting older and not stop playing games?
Both.
You've got the older generation, you've got the original generation now growing up. Those of us who have grown up playing all the original consoles, like coming into the newer ones, and then you've got the newer generation, the younger generation, the kids of the original generation now getting into it and playing. So the gaming community is absolutely growing, but we're also getting older at the same time. It's becoming a lot more acceptable to be home more, play games more. A lot of people work from home now, have the time to put in to play games. Streaming is the thing now. Like,
I would say 100% of the world plays games.
100%?
100%.
Oh, there are definitely some closet gamers.
If they have cell phones, they've played a game.
Oh, you know what? But a gamer and somebody who plays games is two different things.
Nope, same thing.
Same thing? Okay.
Yeah, I just think it's a spectrum.
All right.
So you can be a gamer without sitting in front of a computer screen 24/7. My mom's a gamer and she barely plays anything nowadays, but she'll still kick my ass with Dr. Mario.
And it's all
down and say, "Hey, mom, let's play Dr. Mario." She'll kick my ass.
It's all because of Candy Crush.
Candy Crush. Well, they have Scrabble on the phones, and I noticed my parents play that all.
See, your parents are gamers. They're gamers. Tell them, like, y'all are gamers. You know that, right?
You're a gamer now.
You play games more than me.
Right, that's a good
my
point.
dad was the one that got me into StarCraft.
Oh man,
everybody's a gamer. Like, it's just just because you don't play that much doesn't mean you aren't.
And then plus, like, in the schools, like, they are literally playing games to learn.
True.
Like, on their Chromebooks, it's games. I'm like, oh, and then when they freaking, like, for one of my son's classes, like, he does like his reading and math and stuff, it gives you tokens after you complete it. Then you get to go into an arcade and pick these games to play. I'm like, everybody plays games. The entire world.
There's when I was a substitute, some of the math classes that I would teach the teacher for their sub notes, it's just like, hey, this is what the kids are doing. It's all basically games. They're having a chill, easy day today. You don't have to worry about teaching anything. The game will teach it themselves, and it's math games. And I mean, we had math games and reading games and stuff growing up too. At least I had them on CD, but nowadays they're so much better.
Rainbow says her mom plays Oculus. I need her tag. Will she be in VR chat? Just chatting it up.
My mom's fiance has a VR set too.
Oh, really?
He was like, "Have you done any VR games yet?" I'm like,
VR bowling
nope.
is really fun, actually.
We got to get back on Demio, man. That was so fun.
You don't? Is it because it hurts your eyes? Is it you don't?
I got pushed off a building.
Like somebody pushed you?
Yes. I had a VR. I was the first time I'd ever had a VR headset on, and I had it on, and they were like showing me they just had like this basic really cool landscaping thing. I am terrified of heights. Terrified. Like, my vision goes swims. I do not do heights at all. And so they had me standing up on this building, and then my friend came up behind me and pushed me. And he almost got punched. I was like, this is not okay.
That doesn't sound like a friend. Well, maybe it is, but
it was Dax.
It was
Professor Daxter did it.
Dax would do something like that, but no, actually, this was before I met Dax. That's saying something, because I've known Dax since 2016.
Oh, that's a while. Oh, 16. Oh, yeah. I said 2006. That's
2016, I think.
Yeah, that's still a while. All right, getting to our last news story of the night. More Sony news. This comes from GameSpot. Cameron Koch PS5's big 7.0 update will include full Discord support and the ability to stream PS5 games. Beta for the update is expected to be rolling out in the next few days. PlayStation 5 7.0 update will bring two major features to Sony's console in the form of full Discord integration, thank God, and the ability to stream PS5 games via the cloud, according to a new report. As reported to Insider Gaming, the major firmware update is currently scheduled for March 8th, 2023, with the public beta slated to arrive in the coming days. However, the beta will not include Discord integration for testing, and it will instead presumably focus on new ability to stream PS5 games via the cloud. PS5 game streaming is reportedly exclusive to members of PlayStation Plus Premium, PPP, the most expensive tier of the revamped PlayStation Plus. It's long been known that Sony has sought to more closely link PlayStation and Discord. Sony president and CEO Jim Ryan announced a partnership with Discord back in May 2021 when he said, "Our teams are already hard at working connecting Discord with your social and gaming experience on PlayStation Network. The goal," Ryan said, "was to bring the two platforms closer together by allowing friends, groups, and communities to hang, have fun, and communicate more easily while playing games together. PlayStation users can currently link their Discord accounts and display their PSN ID on their Discord profile, which also displays when PS4 or PS5 games are being played. It's unclear exactly how Discord integration will work on PS5, but it's assumed it will function similarly to how it does on Microsoft's Xbox consoles, which received full Discord integration back in September 2022 for all users. On Xbox, users can use Discord for voice communication and even join Discord servers directly from their console. Sony recently released PS5 Update 6.5, which added support for new DualSense Edge controller. The DualSense Edge is releasing on January 26 and is similar to Xbox's Elite controller, sporting mappable buttons, back buttons, customizable sticks, and the ability to adjust trigger depth and more. Whew. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, thank God, I'm finally glad that Discord is coming fully to the consoles.
I am curious to find out, is this going to be I feel like it's going to be the thing that brings back a lot of people to doing parties, because I don't know about y'all, but it doesn't seem like group voice chat. I mean, for console, maybe I'm just out of the loop, but it doesn't feel like there's this like sense of, oh, you're on PC, well then I can't communicate with you here. But now if we are able to communicate using Discord while we're playing, let's say for example, Horizon is a single player game, right? Horizon Zero Dawn, and then you have your other friend group that's in a Call of Duty match. You're still able to communicate with them. Maybe it might be a little bit loud in one ear while everyone's just like, he's
right,
but it still brings you together.
Yeah, because I remember the days on when on PS4, like literally before I started really doing my PC gaming, I would just hop on the PS4. What was it? PS4 to just hop on, see who's on, who's hanging out, and the party would always be there, and I would just join into the party. And I think what happened was, with the migration to crossplay, it separated a lot of that, because people were like, oh, crossplay, now I can go play on my PC and still be able to keep my accounts and stuff, but that didn't bring your friends with you.
No.
So I pretty much transitioned straight to PC gaming. I was like, you know what, I don't need my PS4 anymore. I'm just gonna keep playing on PC. But now that Xbox has Discord and you can see the parties that your friends are in, and PS5 is about to have it, now you'll be able to bring all your communities together in one place and be able to chill. Oh shoot, I'm on PS5 right now, but I can still hop in Discord voice chat and chill with my friends. Because that was like a nightly ritual. I would just hop on to see who was there. Sometimes I wouldn't even be playing games. I'd be watching TV or something and have the headset on, oh, what y'all playing? And that's what I would like to get back to. And that's why I was so excited back in 2021 when they announced, oh, Discord's coming to the consoles. Xbox finally got it fully integrated. Now PlayStation's about to get it. I I think this is just good for the community now. The problem is getting people to use it, and like on the Xbox, it's actually pretty fluent. As long as your Xbox account or Microsoft account is linked to Discord, when you pull up your friends list, it shows your friends who are on voice chats in Discord. So you can just join in like that. Now, I hope it's just as easy on the PS5, but I know Sony likes to do dumb stuff and make things difficult because, I don't know, they want their community to stay in the PlayStation verse or whatever it is. Yeah.
You're gonna have like 3 apps open at a time on the PlayStation,
Right.
slowing it down because you have to run Discord. Because I'm pretty sure Xbox did it to where it's basically like a background application.
Well, it's like it's merged into your friends list now. Like, yeah, it's part of it now. So
That's convenient.
yeah, I just hope PlayStation does the same thing, and I hope players all around like realize, because a lot of people have no idea what Discord is.
True, I'm learning that actually.
Yeah.
People are still catching up.
So like I get notifications randomly from my phone contacts like, oh, your friend here has joined Discord. I'm like, why the hell are they on Discord? They don't even like, what the hell? And I message them like, yo, what's he doing? They're like, oh, I'm joining some group for school or something. I'm like, okay, cool, that makes sense. But yeah,
College has a Discord. It's a few Discord servers actually. They have an esports server, and they have a study support server, and they have like a server hub that shows you all the servers.
yeah.
A lot of schools are using Discord,
Wow.
especially up in the university level.
Yeah. So I do hope this brings all the communities together. So it's a good thing.
I always wondered because I don't know if you guys remember those old chat services that we used to use. Like, I mean, I guess they're not that old, but like Ventrilo and TeamSpeak and all. Of that. Oh man! So all of those would come. We would right, exactly. We would use them for a while, and then they would disappear because we would use a different service because it had features that we liked, or it was better or more reliable. And now I thought in my head, like, oh, how long is Discord going to be around for before we move to the next communication service or whatever? And this might be the move that keeps them around a little bit longer, to be honest with you.
Discord isn't going anywhere, man. I think they've sealed their spot with this integration thing. Like, they already had PC unlocked for a long time. So now they're like, all right, we're in the console space. Bet. And they already said they were trying to get away from just being a gaming voice service, like, and they're doing it. Like Cynderelle said, they're in the universities. Like, people I know got since online betting for sports became legal in Maryland. There's groups that they're like, hey, we on Discord, join Discord if you're trying to get these bets. I'm like, dang, everybody using it now. So I do hope that brings the communities together and people get out of the Xbox party chats, get out of the PlayStation party chats, and just move into Discord party chats. That's really it. And that was our last news story for today. Any final thoughts on any of the stories before I get into games coming out this week?
I did want to share one thing. I'm still doing some investigating on whatever happened to the app Hover. I'm still looking into that. So y'all keep up on that. Let's figure out where that went to. I'm interested to find out more about that.
I bought it.
You bought it? Hey,
Dude, I wish.
People realized it was follow for follow and canceled it.
I thought that for a while until I realized that creators from different platforms were coming together and meeting people. Like, I wouldn't have met a lot of people if it wasn't for that ability. But yes, I believe that's what people were using it for. But I don't think that's the reason why it fell apart. But we'll know more in the future.
We shall. All right, so games coming out this week. You have I've never seen this game. What is this? You got Gigantosaurus Dino Kart, another kart game. PlayStation 5, Xbox Series XS, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. Oh, and that game, Kart Riders Drift, pretty fun, and it's crossplay. It's on Steam for free, and it's on mobile devices for free.
I'm gonna download it.
I've been playing it. It's pretty. They got team, like you can do team racing, you can do duos, you can do squads of 4 racing, trio. It's crazy.
How many people on the track at a time?
8, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 8 on a track. It's fun though. You can customize your cart, put decals on it, or yeah, it's dope.
Kid friendly.
Super kid friendly. It has voice chat too. I haven't heard anybody talk, but it has voice chat. So we'll see. Gigantosaurus Dino Kart comes out on the 17th. So tomorrow, Space for the Unbound, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series XS, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC, January 19th. Colossal Cave, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series XS, Switch, PC on the 19th. Persona 4 Golden, Xbox Series XS, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Switch. God, there's so many different versions of Persona. Great game, but a lot of versions. Shin Megami Tensei Persona 3 Portable, Xbox Series XS, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC, January 19th. Fire Emblem Engage on Switch, January 20th. Oh, that's the new one with the VTuber like characters.
That comes out.
That's on the 20th. And then Monster Hunter Rise on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series XS, PlayStation 1, and Xbox One. This was on the Switch. I guess it's coming to consoles on the 20th. It is on Game Pass. Yeah, this is on Game Pass because I already pre-installed it. So it's also on PC Game Pass and PlayStation Game Pass, or Xbox Game Pass. And Pocket Card Jockey Ride on iOS, January 20th. That is it for games coming out this week. Next episode on Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern time here, same place. Oh, that reminds me. If you missed this episode or any other episode, we are now sending our episodes straight to YouTube also. So you can catch the VODs on YouTube. Just search, is it just Night Kids YouTube? Let me see. Let me make sure. Let me see. If you go on YouTube and search for just Night Kids, and you should be able to find our page. Make sure you guys subscribe. You'll get all the VODs there. You'll be able to watch all our the most recent episodes for this year on there. They'll be uploaded directly from Twitch straight to there, so you'll be able to see that. Next Thursday's episodes, the hosts is going to be Yanonick, Rainbowkisses, and Cynderelle so far.
I'm gonna be with Bestie next week.
You will.
Thursday? Yeah.
Thursday. Yep. And I don't know if I'll be there. We'll see. We'll see how things go. But yeah. So you have those 3 next on Thursday. And also on Thursday we'll be getting to the pot of gold with Rainbow. See, I might just show up just for that, for the questions. We'll be doing the Q&A. Oh, and Rainbow Kisses. Thank you, Rainbow Kisses. She got me and Yano some G Fuels flavors that I have, a flavor that I haven't had yet. It is Sage Mode. Yeah, so maybe I will be there Thursday. We can try those on Thursday. See how we like it. I'm a big fan of G Fuel. I don't know if Yano, have you had it? We're not sponsored. We are not sponsored by G Fuel.
Not sponsored.
But it is delicious. It is the best focusing drink, energy drink that I've had. It's sugar free. I use it for my pre-workouts too.
Oh wow.
But every flavor that I've had has been delicious. Usually my favorite flavor is Swedish fish. So good. But I haven't had this one, so I am excited to try it. So I'll probably be on Thursday's episode.
I'm looking forward to this. Actually.
Rainbow said if they want to sponsor us, shoot, if they want to, they could save me some money. But
I need a new energy. I can't drink regular like monsters and stuff. I'm not supposed to. So like, I need something that's stronger than coffee.
No, yeah, for sure. Like it's good. Like It doesn't give me no jitters or anything like that. It's sugar free. That's the biggest reason why I take it. Is because
what's the sweetener alternative then if it's sugar free?
crack.
Huh? What'd you say? I don't
No, it's not crack. Let me see.
I'm pretty sure that's not sweet.
We don't.
Let's see. Let me see. Let me read here. Don't sue us. Let me see. It's got carbonated water, natural artificial slave sodium, gluconate, citric acid, malic acid, vitamins, amino acids, vitamin C, niacin, vitamin B6, vitamin B12, caffeine, potassium sorbate, potassium citrate, sucralose, sucralose, green tea extract, turmeric extract, cherry and blueberry and broccoli and kale, and green coffee bean extract. Huh.
I don't see anything in here that I don't know. Oh, say it again.
You said green coffee bean extract?
Yes.
That's some good caffeine right there.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the...
Oh, and kale? Oh, man. Okay. And 0 calories? Oh.
Vitamin B12 is kind of a sweetener too, though. So it's probably this sucralose.
We'll try to reach out to G Fuel and see if we can get them to even.
Can looks cool though.
It does.
Can you focus? Yes.
That is a pretty cool can.
Sage mode. But yeah, so we'll be trying that on Thursday. But yeah, every time I take it sounds weird, but it does help me focus a lot better. Like
I'll have to give it a try.
Even when I'm playing games, like I'd be like, dang, I did that combo like perfectly. Didn't even think about it. Like I swear, it's crazy. I don't know. It's weird. I'm a big fan. Sponsor us.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll help me get my homework done.
No, but it's true because I used to take these when I was taking my classes too, man. And I like go type like a paper. I'd be like, all right, pop. Like thoughts would just come. Maybe there is crack in it. Who knows?
I do. My best papers come from when my mind is on some green stuff.
Green tea. Green tea leaves. The green tea leaves.
I don't know if they're tea leaves, but they're leaves.
What?
My brain does its best work on that. Like, beautiful.
So yeah, that's the show. We got Thursday. We got the G Fuel. We got the Rainbowkisses getting to the pot of gold Q&A. And yeah, Rainbow and Cynderelle and Yana will be there, and probably me for sure. Make sure you check us out. If you missed the show or you want to listen to the show in your car, make sure you check us out on any of the podcast services. Apple, Spotify. Spotify also has the VODs on there. Just search
Spotify the other day.
Yeah, just search Night Kids After Dark. We're on there. Make sure you leave us some stars. I don't even care if it's 1 star, but it definitely helps get the podcast out there. Check out the YouTube, subscribe, get the VODs on there. We will have other content on there as well. But that's really it. Cynderelle, where can we find your content? Because I know you just played Elden Ring and you're going to be editing this 4-hour video and putting it on your YouTube.
At least 4 hours. You can find me on YouTube at YouTube/Cynderelle. Yeah, pretty sure it's YouTube/Cynderelle. You can find me on Twitter at _Cynderelle and on Instagram as well at _Cynderelle. You can technically still find me on Twitch, though I'm not actively streaming. I will possibly be posting VODs to Twitch as well. Going forward, we'll kind of see where we're at, but that's where we're at right now.
Nice. Where can we find you?
You guys can find me, Yanonick, over at NK_Yanonick over at Twitter or over at twitch.tv at Yanonick. That's YANONICK. BTG, where can we find you?
You can find me here on the Team Night Kids Twitch channel. Black and Tie Guy Plays on Instagram. On Twitter, it's NK_BTG Plays. But yeah, thing before we close out. Sorry guys, I didn't stream One Piece Odyssey. I'm very sad about this game. Well, there's the reason why I decided not to stream it is because I do not think it would be very good content to stream because I am not excited enough about it. And that's only, look, real quick, my quick review before we get out of here. All the work they put into the game was fantastic. Like animations, the fights, the battle system, great. But they missed one clear thing about an RPG that I like. It is not challenging at all. You are overpowered, and you continue to be overpowered like throughout the whole game. You can literally hit basic attacks the entire game and beat it. Like, you don't have to do anything. There's no point in like upgrading your gear or anything like that, which sucks because the voices, the animations, like they really got the feel of One Piece, but there's no difficulty. You can't change the difficulty in it. If you just want the story and everything's pretty good. But I mean, it does like a lot of basic anime game RPGs, like how they lose their powers and stuff, but everything is pretty fun. I haven't played like any of the old like back events that happen like Marineford and stuff, but it looks pretty and it is fun to play, but because there's no challenge in it, it makes it hard for me to continue because I'm like, well, why am I even learning all this stuff if all I got to do is basic attack? And
It wasn't like that in the demo?
It was like that in the demo, but the demo, an hour of the demo was pretty much tutorial and then like the first dungeon. So I expected it to be easy. I didn't expect it to be challenging at all. But after that, it's pretty much been a cakewalk. So yeah, I mean, if you want to see the story, hear the voices, like it's like watching the show. It's literally like watching one 35-hour long episode of One Piece. Not gonna lie. But yeah, that's my gripe with the game. I do hope they add a difficulty setting to make it like harder. That's it. That is it. But thank you guys for watching the show. As always, thanks for showing your support. Please show your support on our other pages, on our podcast, on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify. Check out the YouTube, like I said. Cynderelle, thanks for hopping in on this episode. Thank you guys for being here. And that is it for the show. We got someone to raid.
Cynderelle, if she doesn't have anyone, then I know what person.
Actually, I might.
Inferno Omni's currently streaming. If Cynderelle doesn't have anyone.
I do have someone actually.
Ooh,
Let's go.
Okay,
Let's go ahead and put their name in the chat.
if my chat would work. Oh, yeah, my chat's being weird right now. So I will do this. Maybe.
Okay. That works too.
perfect.
Yes, she is a sweetheart. She's rated me a couple of times. She's a fairly small streamer, but she is an absolute sweetheart. And it looks like she's playing American Mickey's Alice.
Okay. All right. So we're going to be rating Baby Bear. Make sure you guys show them the same love that you guys show us. We really appreciate it. And we will see you guys on Thursday, 8:30. Later.
Peace, y'all.
Bye.